Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Blitz, and this morning, it's Saturday. I'm out here in Lone Mountain, Tennessee. This is a really cool spot of land. It's a state forest about an hour west of me that I've been looking at online and wanting to check out for a while. Now that I'm not completely destroyed by the flu, feeling a little bit better, it's time to come out here and check this out. So the idea is to come out here, recon this area, do the usual, find a good shelter site, try out some new toys that I got, and have fun while I'm doing it. Now, as you can see, I got a full load on pretty much everything but the kitchen sink, primary weapon, sidearm, shelter, week's worth of food, all that good stuff. Now, typically when if somebody says the word recon, you think of a lighter load. I would do that, but hey, listen, I don't get out much, so when I do, I like to make it as challenging as possible. So I'm carrying everything with me, plus my LBB. And I tell you what, when you don't get out much and you're carrying, maybe I'm estimating about 70 pounds, it definitely puts into perspective the whole concept you always hear of bugging out to the woods or doing this or doing that and just, I'm going to get my pack, I'm going to get my gun, I'm going to go. Well, you know what? You better be ready to embrace the suck because even out here on terrain that's not too incredibly challenging and good conditions, it's still challenging. So you can only imagine trying to do this under less than optimal conditions, exhausted, tired, under duress, maybe being chased by people, so on and so forth. So I highly suggest for you guys who don't get out and train as much, when you do, make it as challenging as possible, make it worth your time. So anyways, without further ado, let's get out here and recon this area. Alright guys, as you can see, I've gone with my classic lean-to shelter. It's really the easiest and quickest one to build, and the only thing I really did labor intensive was to go ahead and find a good straight piece of heavy tree for my crossbeam. But then everything else, you can see I did a little cutting here and there, but really what I tried to do is focus mainly on finding a dead one on the ground that was nice and straight and long enough to construct my roof with. Because building a primitive shelter is going to be labor intensive. You're going to burn a fair amount of calories in the process, work up a sweat. So why go overboard cutting down a bunch of trees when you can find them on the ground? Lots of dead wood on the ground, so I try to use that as much as possible. And then after I get the roof on, just fill it in with pine. And that's it. It's a wrap. Took about an hour and a half to build. And to be honest with you, that's really all I need out here. And one thing I will note is I took a little bit of extra effort and walked down here a ways collected pine, collected trees, and material for my shelter. But why is that? Because there's no reason to nude this whole area around my shelter. I already had cover here, right? So typically when I set up a shelter, I like to have cover at least on 2 different sides. So there was no reason to chop all this down and then just completely expose my shelter. So took the extra added effort to go ahead and walk around, find dead one on the ground, and cut down cover that was not close to my shelter. And that's how I kind of prefer to do it. But anyways, guys, that's the name of the game. I'm going to go ahead and get a fire started, get myself something to eat because I'm starving. It's about 10 o'clock. I've been out here for about 4 hours now, and it's time for some chow.